women's basketball team showed very well against Western State in the Expedition game.
CU took the soccer field one more time at home this season.
And look how freshman Yuri Wright has overcome adversity. Sports Mag, and it's all coming up at you right now.
Hello and welcome to Sports Mag. I'm Derek Kessinger.
And I'm Alexis Perry. We have a lot of sports to catch up on, Derek.
Starting off with the CU football team, which was seeing Cardinal red last weekend.
Yes, they were.
To console the downtrodden CU football team, Coach John Embry delivered a simple message in the postgame: things will get better. The Buffs fell hard, 48-0 at the hands of number 15 Stanford on Saturday in front of a less than capacity homecoming crowd. The game marked the first time in 26 years that Colorado has been held scoreless at Folsom Field. Colorado couldn't break into Stanford territory until 9 minutes left in the game. Colorado managed just 76 yards, with Connor Wood accounting for the longest play of the game as he hooked up with Tony Jones for 22 yards in the final quarter. CU will take on Arizona this Saturday in Tucson. Kickoff for that game is 11:30 a.m. Colorado time. We'll hope for better results.
Stanford, they just got after us with their defense. We were expecting a lot of run. I thought, our guys early on, defense gave us a chance. Offensively, we didn't get first downs to stay on the field, and their offense will wear you down, and that's what happened, and hence the results. So it was the perfect storm. When we did have people open, we had protection issues. When we were protecting, we couldn't get open. So it was.
After a tough loss to Stanford on Saturday, head coach John Embry hinted that he will be shaking things up with an announcement at Tuesday's press luncheon. The second-year coach was likely referring to the unstable quarterback situation. Let's take a listen to the Tuesday presser.
Jordan has won the competitions every week, and we just want to get a different look at some guys. We're gonna let 5 and 8 compete for it and see between them. And let Jordan kind of sit back and watch some things and see if that'll help him some. So sometimes you can learn more and see more when you're on the side watching and kind of seeing what the other guys are doing. So we're trying. We have some plays called and dialed up for him, and whether we're not able just to get him the ball for whether it's sack or pressure or different things like that, but we try to put him in situations where we can get him the football some. You practice like you play. And so I don't feel like all of a sudden, because there's people in the stands and it's a different color uniform across from you, you become Peyton Manning.
October 24th was a tough day for the University of Colorado's 2013 football recruiting class. Mitch Parsons, a high school senior from Parker, Colorado, and top recruit for the Buffs, officially decommitted. He broadcast his decision over Twitter, tweeting, "He needs to figure things out." CU fans should not give up on him just yet, though. Parsons is planning to visit all 5 prospective colleges to be sure on his decision. We are all keeping our fingers crossed until National Signing Day that Mitch Parsons will make the right decision and call the University of Colorado his home. Here's what Embry had to say on the recruit's decision.
Still one recruit, but it's solid. As we continue to build our spots, this is the last year, as you've probably heard me say, that we have to recruit so many guys at certain positions. We do have some kids that'll be coming in January that I think we start classes January 14th, so then we can talk about it. We've lost one recruit, but it's solid. As we continue to build our spots, this is the last year, as you've probably heard me say, that we have to recruit so many guys at certain positions. We do have some kids that'll be coming in January that I think we start classes January 14th, so then we can talk about it. We've lost one recruit, but it's solid. As we continue to build our spots, this is the last year, as you've probably heard me say, that we have to recruit so many guys at certain positions. We do have some kids that'll be coming in January that I think we start classes January 14th.
Sorry about those technical difficulties. Freshman cornerback Uri Wright started his career at CU in controversy. But as Sports Mag's Connor McHugh reports, there is a lot more to this player than a few rogue tweets.
4-star recruit, Super Prep All-American, number 40 overall player in the ESPN Top 150. Life couldn't get any better for Uri Wright until a few misguided tweets sent his future as a football player into disarray.
That was something I had to go through, but it's like I'm a strong kid. I'm not gonna let what anybody says affect me.
Fast forward 10 months, 1,800 miles, and many lessons learned. Now Uri finds himself in another situation where he must adjust.
I'm not used to losing. I've never really felt what it felt like to lose a football game. Every football game I've played, I've won in my life. It feels different because now you just have to keep grinding and keep working to get better and get that win.
It's a big step up, big transition, but he's handling it well, and we're pleased with him. He's on track.
It may be unfamiliar, but Uri is not alone in this struggle.
A lot of the upperclassmen actually has really helped me. Guys like Terrell Smith, Ray Polk, Parker Orms is another one.
They picked it up pretty well, better than I did when I was a freshman for sure.
Any ordinary freshman might have trouble with this adjustment, but Uri has a plan.
Just keep learning, and the game will come to you. It's definitely going to be a change around here because we have a good team. We just don't have a lot of experience.
Uri is also not your ordinary football player.
Well, my family is originally from St. Vincent, which is one of the Caribbean islands. People ask me, like, well, what sport do you play? I say basketball and cricket. Like, it's not baseball because cricket is, I grew up from since I was a kid playing. My dad taught me how to play.
With his future in his own hands, Uri knows exactly what he wants his legacy to be as a Buff.
I want to be the greatest DB to ever come out of CU. My goal is to just keep performing, keep putting up numbers, and just help my team win a victory every week.
Connor McHugh, CU Sports Mag.
Former Colorado linebacker Brad Jones has now started the last 3 games for the Green Bay Packers. Jones has stepped up on defense, acquiring 21 tackles, forced a fumble, and has 1 sack on the season. His teammates rave about his athleticism and intelligence on the field. Also on the gridiron, former Buffalo Jimmy Smith has 7 tackles for Baltimore in their victory against Cleveland. The Cowboys' own Lawrence Vickers made his 4th reception this season as Dallas fell to Atlanta, and Justin Bannon booked 3 tackles in the Broncos' late surge victory over Cincinnati on Sunday.
And now it's time for this week's trivia question. This week, the question is, when was the last time CU scored over 40 points? Well, mull it over and we'll have the answer for you later in the show.
Well, after the break, a look at how familiar CU students are with the men's basketball team in this week's Man on the Street.
And the women's basketball team runs all over the Mountaineers. Stay tuned.
There you go. That's a good decision there to take it out.
We won 24 NCAA championships, sent 18 NASA astronauts into space, inspired 4 Nobel laureates, unlocked the genetic secrets of cancer in a place that averages over 300 days of sunshine a year, ranks as America's smartest and healthiest city, and is home to the mightiest mascot in college sports. If you didn't know what the University of Colorado is all about, now you do.
Mom!
What?
You can't find Ichabod.
What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Hey, how's it going?
pay attention. It matters.
Well, basketball season is right around the corner, and we cannot be more excited here at CU Sports Mag.
That's right. So Lauren Moniz and Megan Thompson are at the double team set right now to preview the upcoming basketball season and also talk some CU football. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm Megan Thompson alongside Lauren Moniz. Before we get into the more exciting news, let's talk about what we have left for CU Buff football.
Yes, we have 3 more games against Arizona, Washington, and our last game against Utah, which will also be our last home game. So hopefully we can pull out a W for that one since we haven't won one at home yet. And for our Arizona game this weekend, Jordan Webb will be on the bench. So we're going to have a new starting quarterback, and it's kind of a battle between Connor Woods and Nick Hirschman. Who do you think is going to start?
Well, you know, we saw all 3 quarterbacks play against Stanford. Wasn't really impressed. They're all kind of mediocre. But, you know, when Wood got out there, granted he's against the 3rd string, but, you know, he made some things happen. He was completing passes, no interceptions, so that's progress. He also was a 5-star recruit. So I think Embry should really give him a shot this week and see what he can do.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm excited to see who he puts in. And on to better and exciting news. Basketball season is starting.
Yes, finally, basketball season is here with the home opener coming up against Wofford College. For both teams, it's their home opener. Wofford was 19-14 last season, and they were they've been picked 4th this season in the South Division, and the Buffs were ranked 6th again in the Pac-12, even despite their great season last year. But fans definitely are excited to see what the Buffs have in store for us.
Yeah, we sold out the Coors Event Center for the first time for a game opener. It's making history. Tad Boyle is very excited about it too. It's all he's wanted since he's come here. So it's very exciting news. Are you going to the game?
You know, I think I'll be there. Gotta join it, you know? Gotta join the crowd.
True. I think we actually sold out because so many of our Buff fans want to see all of the new players we have on our team. We have a lot of new freshmen, and also our returning players are kind of stepping up to those leadership roles.
Yeah, definitely. Like Spencer Dinwiddie, you know, hopefully we'll see him take kind of that captain role, lead these younger players. He was playing point guard last season, and this year he'll be playing a lot more. Averaged 27 minutes in 10 games. So he's our big man out there. He said we're a little immature, but there's a lot of talent, and we should see higher intensity and higher speed. So good things should be coming. But like you said, 6 freshmen. You've got Xavier Johnson, Xavier Talton, Josh Scott, Eli Stalzer, Wesley Gordon, and Chris Jenkins. And of those 6, only 1 is catching the red shirt, so Chris Jenkins. So it'll be exciting to see how these younger players can fit in with these veterans since there are so many of them. But what other veterans do you think we should look out for?
Andre Robertson is a really good one to watch for. He just got nominated for the Wooden Award preseason watch list. He's one of 2 CU basketball players in the last 3 years to make this list. Alec Burks was the other one. He's the number 1 spot for rebounds he holds the number 1 spot for rebounds in one season, and he's also ranked 3rd nationally for rebounds. There's also been a lot of talk about him going to the NBA, so we kind of are hoping he stays with the Buffs, and we'll see how he does this season.
Right. I mean, there's talk of him leaving after last season, and he stayed, so I'm pretty sure we can kiss Andre goodbye if he has a good season. But speaking of Buffs in the NBA, Chris Copeland, he played for the Buffs from 2002 to 2006, and he just joined the 15-man roster for the New York Knicks. And so this is going to be the first time ever that we have 4 former CU basketball players on an opening roster for a season. So he joins Chauncey Billups, who's playing for the LA Clippers now, Alec Burks, who's with the Utah Jazz, and Corey Higgins, and he's with the Charlotte Bobcats. So it'll be exciting to see, if they're playing and things like that.
Yeah, Alec Burks was one of my favorite players when he was here, so I'm a little sad that he left us, but it's exciting to watch him in the NBA, and he'll actually get to play this season.
Yeah, definitely. He played a little bit last season. He hasn't seen much this year, but hopefully we'll see him do big things.
Yeah, and that's all the time we have for Double Team. With Megan Thompson, I'm Lauren Moniz. Thanks for joining us.
Despite facing a Division II team in an exhibition match, the women's Colorado basketball team put their full effort on the court. The Buffs rolled past the Western State Mountaineers from Gunnison, Colorado by a score of 87-38. Brittany Wilson led the way with 16 points, while freshman point guard Kylisha Weston scored 14 off the bench. Lexi Kressel and Rachel Hargis also had double-digit point nights. Coach Linda Lappy was proud of her team's effort, especially at the offensive end. The Buffs' first home game is on Veterans Day, Sunday, against the Idaho Vandals at 2 p.m.
Well, speaking of basketball, the Buffs men's basketball team will be promoting their rags to riches story one more time in their home opener against Wofford College. The Buffs were presented with their rings as Pac-12 champions at a recent football game, and the Buffs will also raise their Pac-12 championship banner in the Coors Event Center before the game. Already dressing one of the Coors Event Center's walls is a mural of the team celebrating their Pac-12 championship. Head coach Tad Boyle is in front of his excited team with the caption, "Where champions roam."
CU junior Andre Robertson has been named the John R. Wooden Award Top 50 watch list by the Los Angeles Athletic Club. Voted on in a preseason poll by the national media, the list is based on players' performance from the previous season as well as the team's overall record. Robertson is the second Colorado player in the last 3 seasons to be named to the watch list. Former Buff Alec Burks was named to the same list in 2009-2010 season, eventually finishing the year in the top 20.
The men's basketball team is well known around the country, winning the Pac-12 championship last season. But how well do CU fans know their own team? SportsMag's Rose Heafy took to the streets to find out.
The women's basketball team already had their first exhibition game last week, and the men's season starts this weekend. So I decided to ask students on campus how well they know the players on their teams.
That's Andre.
There we go. We've identified Andre.
Andre Robertson.
I do not know.
He's a great player. He's going to be solid, and he's going to be in the NBA soon.
He has sweet hair, but I don't know who he is.
Johnny, I don't know.
Skia Booker.
Skia, oh my goodness. Okay, wouldn't have guessed that.
He looks a lot like my brother, though. James Churchman, and that's my brother's name.
Yeah, we'll go with the James.
Don't know.
Oh, is that Josh Hamilton? No, he's a baseball player. Josh, I forget his last name.
I don't know.
I have no clue.
I was walking behind her yesterday on campus. I don't know her name.
Yeah, Ashley Parker, if I just had to give her a name.
I don't know, but she's pretty.
Allison.
Well, it appears a lot of the students on campus really need to get to know their athletes a little bit better, but the season is just about to start, so they'll have plenty of time to learn all of the players' names. I'm Rose Heafy, CU Sports Mag.
There's a lot of anticipation for the Buffs basketball season to start. Xavier Johnson's athleticism is one of the reasons for all of the excitement. Sports Mag caught up with the forward player in this week's freshman profile.
I chose CU due to its fan base and great coaching staff. I enjoyed I came on my visit and I just enjoyed everything about it, and I love the atmosphere. I think I'm going to bring a lot of diversity. This team is full of people who are that are diverse as far as being able to shoot the ball, dribble the ball, and have post game. So for me to be able to do all 3 of those, I think I'll add to the equation. As far as basketball, there's a lot of pressure on us due to football not being such a winning team this year. And there's a lot of pressures that come into our game and our willingness to perform. So we have to step up to the plate and be successful. The best thing about coming to CU is meeting new people and getting new connections, not as far as basketball, but for educational-wise and for a major I might have in the future. I want to major in African American studies, learn about my heritage and just learn about what all of my ancestors went through to get where I am today. I like to tweet and Snapchat all my friends back home and my mommy because I miss her.
The former University of Colorado men's basketball standout Chris Copeland has earned one of 15 spots on the New York Knicks NBA roster. Copeland played for the Buffs in 2002 to 2006 and is one of 2 rookies on the NBA team. Copeland's best season of his senior year, finishing second in scoring with about 12 points and about 5 rebounds per game. When he left CU, Copeland was 8th in career blocks, 30th in rebounding, and 33rd in scoring.
Up next, an emotional final home game for the women's soccer team.
Also, a look at CU athletes recently named to the all Pac-12 conference teams.
CU students who join the Peace Corps are usually very adventurous people, very outdoorsy. They usually are very caring, very passionate people.
For the second year in a row, CU Boulder has outproduced all other universities in the nation, both big and small, in the number of alumni who are serving as Peace Corps volunteers. That's a very, very important thing for us. Peace Corps continues to be the gold standard for international volunteer service. It's Americans making a difference around the world, and many of those Americans have come from this great university. I'm not sure if it's the beautiful setting or the mountains or the weather, but one thing's for sure, there's a special civic pride on this campus.
The great spirit of volunteerism here on campus and internationalism that you find here really just kind of brings Peace Corps out a little more than it does on other campuses, I think.
You should be very proud to come from a campus that inspires so much public service and collectively works to build a better world.
This house was almost saved from a fire that was almost put out by neighbors who almost volunteered. As generous a nation as we are, sometimes instead of giving, we almost give. But almost giving is the same as not giving at all.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad
One more
today.
time. Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys.
CU's women's volleyball team lost again to Washington State last Friday, or just Washington, making this their sixth loss in the past 7 matches. The Buffs battled well against the Huskies in each set, but the Huskies eventually overpowered CU down the stretch. During the second set, the Buffs led by 13, but Washington responded by scoring 9 straight points. Next up for the Buffs is a home match against UCLA on November 9th.
It's always tough and it flies by, and it's finally hitting me today that these 4 years have just gone by so fast, but it's been an amazing ride. This senior year has been absolutely amazing. We got the ball wide to Maddie and she had a great shot. I think it was a shot, and the goalie dropped it and I just happened to be there in the right place, so it felt great to score on senior day.
Being able to play on this field for one more time was really cool, and we probably weren't expecting a tie, but would have been a little bit happier with a win. Could have been worse.
Finishing in a tie on senior day was somewhat bittersweet for CU, but they couldn't have pulled it off without the help of Kayla Miller. The senior goalkeeper came off the bench and played a pivotal role in the game, which is why she is CU Sports Mag's Athlete of the Week.
There wasn't a lot going through my mind. I know what my job is as a goalkeeper. I've been doing it for so long, and when she got hurt, I was up, I was ready to go. I didn't really even need a warm-up. I had so much adrenaline going anyways. It's my last game, and I was like, I have to give my best. It's my last game. And so when I went in, I honestly just played like I do every day. I work hard in practice, and I was confident in my ability to go in and help the team out to be successful. My family was there, and my high school coach actually came, and I had like a lot of support there. And it was great. My boyfriend was there, and he's never actually seen me play in one of the real games. So I was really excited that people got to see me for the last time, have a good performance at least. My favorite part about CU Athletics is just being with the girls and being with that amount of talent. Growing up, I wasn't ever on a very talented team, and even going from a different college to here, I played with a lot of girls that were good, but I've never played with girls that are this good, and I guess being able to be part and be one of them has been the best experience for me. Right now, I'm working on my graphic design minor since my major's done, and I'm planning on trying to get an internship with Never Summer or Red Bull and do something like that. I want to design women's snowboards, skateboards, and longboards. My favorite TV show right now, I'm really into Breaking Bad. Seriously, I had to watch it on Netflix, and I'm a little behind on season 5, but I'm hooked. Hi, I'm Kayla Millar, and I'm CU Sports Mag's Athlete of the Week.
University of Colorado soccer players Amy Barsuck and Madison Krauser were recently announced to the All Pac-12 conference teams. Barsuck is rounding out a stellar career with an All Pac-12 second team honors. The 2012 captain scored 4 goals and contributed an assist in her senior year. Krauser is the first Buff to be selected for the Pac-12 Conference freshman team. The California native was the only CU freshman to start every game of the season.
Well, we'll be back after a short break.
Yes, we will.
Let's sit down for a second, okay, sweetie? Hey, Kayla, there's Mary from your class.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Kayla. Come and play.
Oh, sweetie, sweetie. Why don't you go play with those kids over there?
Why?
Imagine the power of one voice. Find yours at freedomcenter.org.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Good nutrition can lead to great things. Find out how a healthy lifestyle can help your child succeed.
And now it's time for the answer to that trivia question. Just a reminder of what the question was. When was the last time CU scored over 40 points? And the answer is last year's 48-29 victory over the Arizona Wildcats. The victory is also the Buffs' last victory in the state of Colorado. They hope to have similar results against Arizona this Saturday in Tucson.
Yeah, we sure do hope that. You asked, and we have the answers for you.
Scott Oberto answers all your questions from Facebook and Twitter on this week's Buffs Banter.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Scott Oberto here answering your Facebook and Twitter questions from the week, and this is Buff Banter. With the basketball season starting today, that seems to be what is on everybody's mind. Our first question today is from Alyssa No, and she asks, what do the Buffs have to do to become a top 25 team? As we all know, last year the Buffs won the Pac-12 championship, but this year they're predicted to finish 6th. However, we all think they can do much better and make it in the top 25. Number one thing we're going to have to do is Andre Robertson is going to have another big year. He was 3rd in the nation in rebounds last year, and with the help of Josh Scott, we think they could be a great rebounding team. As well, they're going to need to make big statement wins on the road against teams like Kansas and our new Power Conference team, Arizona, which that will lead us into our second question, a Twitter from Will Collins. How will the Buffs replace 45% of the scoring that they lost last year? With Carlin Brown and 2 other seniors leaving, the Buffs need their young players to step it up this year. We're expecting big plays from Spencer Dinwiddie and Askia Booker. We're expecting them to get about 1,000 minutes each per game, and he's going to be our big perimeter shooter and our distributors as well. In addition to that, we're going to need a lot better free throw percentage as well as shooting goes. We averaged 63% last year. We're going to need to boost that up by about 10%. And that's all we had. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for bringing in those questions. And remember to become friends with us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at CU Sports Mag. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks so much, Scott. I'm really excited for the game tonight.
Yeah, I'm not so excited for the game tomorrow against Arizona, though.
Yeah, it might be a rough one, but we will have to see. Well, that's all the time we have. Be sure to visit us at cusportsmag.com and follow us at CU Sports Mag. Have a fabulous week.